Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Good, happy hump day. Happy therapy day. I'm laughing because stupid me reading comments on Instagram, and these people are actually insane. I marked it right here so I can read it to you all because it just cracks me up how people have their own, like, okay, opinions are great, everybody. I love that you have opinions, but sometimes the stuff people throw at me without even having a conversation, it blows my mind. So I'm laughing because I'm going to read you something that's pretty hilarious. So let's just put that over there and let me say hi to everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for helping support the channel. Thanks. We had such a great conversation with my friend Jake yesterday. It was amazing. And I hope you got to watch it. And if you didn't get to watch it, it's about trans people in the military. And I really wanted to clear up some of the misconceptions. As you know, so many misconceptions. But before we do that, I want to get right into calling everybody out. And I think I just saw Pennsylvania's in the house. If you're new here, tell me where you're from. I'm going to start with Liz from Pennsylvania. And then just tell me where you're at. I see that name. Oh my God, I can't even say it. Houston's in the house. Right on, Houston. So tell me where you're at, and then I'll call you out, and then we'll get into this really great discussion today. So UK is in the house. Let me scroll down. North Carolina, Belgium's in the house. Hamilton, Ontario's in the house. UK's in the house. Ontario, Quartzville, Arizona's in the house. UK, Scotland, Mississippi, New York, South Wales, Illinois. If you've never been here before, you're going to see we have a diverse group of people. Washington State, we got Florida in the house. UK, Colorado, Indiana's in the house. Huntsville, Alabama, Seattle, Sweden, Trailer Park, Cocoa Beach. I love you. That's awesome. Hertfordshire, UK. Edmonton, Canada. Right on. My dad played football there. Sweden in the house. Wales in the house. North Carolina, Northern California, Iceland, Alabama, Pennsylvania. We got Little Factory in Minnesota. We got Florida in the house. We got West Virginia in the house. We got a Hungarian man who lives in Ghana in the house. Tasmania in the house. Salisbury in the house. New York, South Carolina, Lancaster, California, Central Missouri, Philadelphia, Indiana, West Virginia, Tucson, Portland, Colorado, Michigan. Portland's been taken over. Southwest Oregon, Colorado, Netherlands, Louisiana. I live there. Dallas is in the house. Right on. I love Dallas. I do business out there a lot. Omaha, Nebraska's in the house. Murphy, Texas is in the house. Philly's in the house. Virginia's in the house. Georgia's in the house. Ghana's in the house. Germany, Finland, Southern Utah. Israel's in the house. New Zealand, Brazil, South Carolina, Amsterdam, Newfoundland. That's Newfoundland. Is that Canada? I'm sorry, I don't want to sound stupid, but I think it is. Houston, West Virginia, Georgia. I always use the excuse of I didn't graduate high school. Not that I'm proud of it. We got Alabama in the house, Southern Cal, Maryland, Nevada, Bay Area. You guys are amazing. Canada's in the house. Portland's in the house. Central California, Columbus, Ohio, and Long Beach, New Jersey's in the house. New Hampshire's in the house. So everyone, let me tell you something. If you're new here, I appreciate you, and we all do. We have built an awesome community here, and I want to tell you that I love to shout you out because really what's so great is you're going to see such a huge, diverse group of people, not only from around the world, literally from around the world, but also in our belief. I think we're all kind of aligned on a lot of things, but one of the things I want to say to you, if you're new here, is that we encourage your opposing opinion. What we don't encourage is nonsense, hateful rhetoric, BS. But if you say, hey, Buck, you know what? I disagree. There's no such thing as trans people and blah, blah, blah. Then I'm all for that. And I can't call you he, Buck, because I just don't. I'm all for that. You know, I'm trying to build a more authentic, I hate that word. Why did that just come out of my mouth? I want to create a more actual diverse space. And I really want to show the world and the United States that many of us are middle ground. I think many of us are more middle ground on some level than we're like left or right and really extreme. And I think that bringing back a sense of common sense and bringing back this idea that we can disagree and still actually like each other. That to me is just such a beautiful thing, to disagree and like each other. And I think it's really why we've built such a powerful channel here, and why we've built such a group of people who, as you all talk to each other, and I think a lot of you have become friends with each other, and that just warms my little tranny heart, because I think it's just so beautiful. I see you all like see each other here and talk to each other, and it's just so incredible to me. But what it says, before I get into some stuff I want to talk about here, but what it says to me is that all the rhetoric and all the fear mongering and all the left hates the right and the right hates the left and blah blah blah, it's all BS, total BS. I grew up in a very conservative household. My parents are Trump people. They have always been very Reagan people. They are very, very old school. I'd say more old school fiscal conservatives. But I grew up in that house, and I always had a different kind of opinion. But one of the things was that we were allowed to talk about it. And as growing up as I was a gay woman for many years. My parents weren't necessarily okay with that. I'll be honest with you. My parents did not um, accept my gayness. They had a really hard time with it. So mostly my father. I think my mom was a little bit more giving, but I think I come from these roots. I come from roots of saying you can be different in this household. And remember how I say this is our sort of house when I call you out? This is the house. I grew up in a household where we had different opinions, where we actually were allowed to say these things. And that, I think, stuck with me, and why I'm so blessed on so many levels to have grown up in the 70s and the 60s, and in a way that said, be different. And somehow my parents sort of had an issue with it as a kid, as me being a tomboy, but at the same time, they actually celebrated it. So I just kind of want to get that out there, and how we've built such a beautiful channel, and how I see more and more people showing up. And thank you, everybody. It so means so much to me to show up here every week and have what we like to call therapy, and how we really prove to the world that we can have different opinions, and I can be a transsexual. You don't have, I should stop putting my hand up like that. Next thing you know, someone's going to screenshot it and say I'm a, you know what. So it's so great. The world has gone mad. So that being said, I think what is so great and so diverse about this community we have built is that we just, we just show you that it's total nonsense. People love to fearmonger. People love, and Belize is in the house. Do you know I had a girlfriend from Belize? My very first, so welcome, Belize. My very first girlfriend was from Belize. Thank you for reminding me. I have to, God, you guys know I'm writing my book now, and it's just like I keep writing things down because my story is so crazy. But my very first girlfriend was from Belize. And let me just tell you a real quick story here. It's kind of hilarious. So I remember when I met her, and I was a total like dykey les, and I went to see Oingo Boingo. How many of you know who Oingo Boingo is? Oh, hey, Courtney, I'll get to the super chats in a minute here, but I want to say, my book's coming out. Well, I'll get into that. It's going to be amazing. But Oingo Boingo. Oh my God. I met my first girlfriend at an Oingo Boingo concert. Danny Elfman. It's crazy, in the Valley here in Los Angeles. And God, who was the other band that was playing? Anyway, long story short, I was with my friend, and I wasn't even open as a les. I was a total sports dyke. And I went to see them with my friend. And the next thing you know, I spot this chick who looks amazing, and I had never had a girlfriend before, right? And I was very secretly like crushing on girls. It was a very difficult space for me. Anyway, this is like in the actually 1981, I think it was. And so there I am crushing on this chick, and we make eye contact from across the room, and she's with these totally awesome like gay dude hairstylists, and we literally make eye contact. And next thing you know, I got her phone number. I don't know how I got her phone number, you guys, but I got her phone number. I called her. I was so nervous. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me right now. I was so nervous and freaked out to call her. But next thing you know, she, me and her go on a date, but she hardly spoke any English. It is actually, I don't want to tell you the whole story because I'm actually going to put that in my book. It's hilarious. So I don't know how we just, so I think really what that story says is attraction and love transcends a lot of things. Even though we literally don't speak the same language, we just were actually attracted to each other. And she became my first girlfriend. And I mean, wow, it was just an amazing experience for her to be my first girlfriend, and just teaching her English and her learning her English and her funny accent. But she was from Belize. So anyway, you made me remember that. It was kind of funny. So with that, let's get into what's happening. And I'm so happy. And I just want to say to all of you, thank you for fighting for the kids. I know everyone here, the majority of you are probably against, hey, Brooklyn, thanks for showing up. Brooklyn's in the house. I just want to say thank you all for caring about the kids and really understanding that it's been a hard fight. And I got super ostracized from the so-called trans community. And I got really, kicked in my nuts a lot from them and the things they said about me and the videos they made about me. But you know what? I hate to have to say I told you so, but it's all coming back. It's all coming back. And it's all coming back on them. I let them do that to me. I actually let them because I just knew what I was doing in my heart. It's like, when you're doing something that might get you in a bad space, maybe with a neighbor or something, but something isn't right. And I just knew something wasn't right, even though in the beginning I was full on for those kids to transition. I will always admit that. But there was just something in my gut that said these children should not be doing this. This just seems wackadoodle. Like, I was not a trans kid. I'm going to keep reiterating that to all of you out there. I was not a trans kid. I hate when people put me in that space. I might have had some dysphoria, but don't you all think some kids have dysphoria? I think a lot more than we know have dysphoria, and I think a lot of people tell me, Buck, I always felt like I wanted to be a man. I just never really acted on it. And I just kind of move forward with it. And sometimes it comes up, but I put it aside. I think it is something some people live with. And yeah, I really do. And so I think because a child has some form of dysphoria, without doing any long-term mental health care, this is the thing that really caught my eye, was I said, wait a minute here, they're not doing any mental health care on these children. They're just letting these kids be trans. And at first it was called they have gender dysphoria, but then it started to move over to trans kids. And I'm like, what? You're labeling these kids. So then for me, it became political. When you say trans kids, I don't care. That sounds political to me. It sounds like a political move. It sounds like you're pushing kids into thinking there's something they're not, as we know, as we finally all found out, even though most of us in our gut actually knew these kids were not transgender. These kids were just kids dealing with normal BS that happens. The problem is the internet. The problem is the internet heightened these senses, heightened these things for young girls. So number one, it was trans kids. What? You're labeling kids as trans? That is actually crazy. Number two, the second thing that weirded me out was that they were doing affirmation therapy. Okay. So next thing you know, it's like, oh no, you have to agree with the kid. You have to agree with the kid. So I mean, I could say so many things right now that would just be absurd, right? You have to agree with the kid if they want to smoke, because it really is part of their personality. You have to agree with the kid because they're drinking, because they just really want to drink. Like, really, we could say you could agree with the kid because they want to have sex at 10. Like that, we just don't do those things because we know as adults it is literally not okay. Kids can't make these choices. So then when they started going affirmation therapy, just push the kid through, it was the medication that was basically the third strike, you're out. Next thing you know, they're throwing puberty blockers at these kids. They're throwing all kinds of cross-sex hormones. They're telling kids that they could be X, Y, and Z, and cats and dogs and Z. I'm like, no. So what I'm trying to say here to all of you is, yeah, Courtney, Thank you, Courtney. Courtney says, I definitely always wanted to be a boy. I had a diagnosis at 12, but I was raised as a boy by my parents. That was my problem. I had zero. Yeah, on some level, I was too. And, my dad says to me sometimes, he goes, do you think I was part of the problem? My dad says that to me, and it's very sad for me to hear that from my father. He thinks he caused a lot of this because, my dad had 3 girls, and my dad is super macho, football player, like, so he really takes a lot of this on to himself, and he feels on some level that he caused me to be this way. But you know what I say to my dad? Nope, it's here. Nope, I am so well adjusted. Nope, dad, you didn't. You did the best you could do as a parent. Nope. How come my older sister and my younger sister are not trans? And they were raised in the same household. They were both raised very masculine. My older sister was a cop. She was in the military. She's now a cowboy living in Idaho on a ranch. She's like super butch chick who's not gay, not trans. And then my younger sister owns her own company that's like a very, very, very successful company. She's very type A. She's very, the kind that people don't like those kind of women because they kind of know. So my dad raised all of us that way. So it's really sad sometimes when my dad says that to me, but I get what you're saying there, Courtney. I think parents, she's single. She is. She's actually looking for. My sister is totally single, looking for a boyfriend. She's my sister's awesome. She drives a truck and a cowboy hat and has a gun and has horses. The next thing she needs is a cigar. My sister's awesome. I have a great relationship with my sister. So anyway, I think that what's happening now is so great. And you can call me transphobic to all the people in the room here are just spying on me because I know you love to do that. And all the people who will take this back to the community and say, Buck Angel is such a bad person. Take it back. Go ahead. Take it wherever you need to take it. Never shutting up. Never, ever. This happened because all of us, not just me, this happened because you and I fought as a team and put our belief system on the side that we don't agree with. And we said there are so many more important things for us to be fighting for than whether or not we agree with X, Y, and Z. We all sat here and agreed that no child should be in a position to have cross-sex hormones. I don't care. You can say what you need to say here, and you can be what you need to be here. But in my opinion, no, I do not believe any child should be medicalized, nor should any child ever be told there's something that they're possibly not. Now, if they get to be an adult like me and all of a sudden I figured out, I really want to do this and I really feel more comfortable doing this. I guess what I'm trying to say here, because you guys know I just run my mouth. What I'm trying to say here is this. It took many, 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 many years of life for me to make this choice. It took me to be sober. It took me to know myself. It took me to have different life experiences. It took me a time of reflection on all the things I've done. I could go on and on. And at the age of 30, and I'm not saying that you have to be 30 to transition. As an adult, you can transition at whatever age. But for me, I will always tell you that I would not be this person I am today if I did not do it at a later stage. And if I did not sort of navigate the world in discomfort and navigate the world in trying on different clothes and trying on different hats. And I think that's what I'm trying to say here is that you can grow up and transition when you're ready to do that because it's a life altering and a commitment you have to make. You can't just do this without committing to it. This is an actual commitment that I have chosen to make, even in the face of diversity. And all these people are falling apart because Children's Hospital is stopping. Children's Hospital isn't giving, what's going to, and I'm going to play a couple things here. You want to know why the Children's Hospital, do any of you know why the Children's Hospital, both in New York City and in Los Angeles, though I did find a list. I found a list of the other hospitals that I'll read to you. But do you all know why they stopped doing this? not just because of Trump, but let's talk about this. It's very important. Because Trump won. Yeah, for sure. Thank God. Um, um, I'll tell you why. Not only because of the executive orders, not only, because they know what they're doing is wrong. Think about it. Think about it. Because if it was not executive order, doesn't mean you have to stop doing it. You have to go through a system in our country. That's why we have a system of checks and balances. So if they legally wanted to continue to put it in that hospital, they could actually do it. Honestly, they could. The president does not have the actual power to just cut the cord. Okay, it has to really go. But that being said, all of these hospitals did it. They, like 5 hospitals did it. And in my opinion, the reason why they did it is because they always knew what they were doing was wrong. That's my opinion. And I believe they know it's unethical. That's right. They knew what they were doing was wrong. They only did it because of the old bullshit around the trans community and DEI, and you have to do it or you're going to be canceled and all of that other bullshit that they kept saying and pressuring parents that your child will themselves. Really? How many kids? I hate it. I've been having this conversation. How many kids do we see that because they didn't get their gender affirming care? None. I don't see any. There's no statistics on that. It's not happening. It's not, and nor will it happen. Okay? That's like saying, oh, your kid can't have the latest Lego. They're going to like off themselves. What? So, that being said, I believe these hospitals did it because they knew what they were doing was wrong. Because think about if the president said, you've got to stop treating diabetes because X, Y, and Z. Do you think all these hospitals would stop treating diabetes? No, they would not. No, they would not. So I want to bring up this first video here because it's super, super important. And I think you all pretty much agree with me. It's money. It's money. It's child mutilation. There's no doubt about it. It's big pharma. It's a scam. Okay. It's a scam. Yep. So let me bring this up. You know, I used to be a big fan of this woman. This is going to show you how much I've grown. I don't know. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you it. I'm actually embarrassed, but I'm going to do it anyway because, you know, I like to embarrass myself. It's humbling to embarrass yourself in front of a bunch of people. So I'm going to I actually used to like this lady. I used to support this channel. And I just saw this today. And wait, what was dang it. I think I lost the name of it. Oh, the name of this video in the YouTube was called Catastrophic. They used the word catastrophic, which I was like, that caught my eye. So, okay, I'm gonna reveal who it is right here. Hold on one second. So I feel so embarrassed. Okay, so I used to be a huge supporter of this channel. This is what they said today.
Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Since taking...
Don't kick my balls in. Please don't. I know you're all laughing. I did. I used to support this channel and I used to support her, but she's a wingnut. Okay, so sorry.
In office, President Trump signed a slew of executive orders attacking transgender people and their rights. Today, we look at a key order.
Attacking. She's literally just, sorry, I keep cutting her off because you got to just hear this. It's so incredibly frustrating for somebody like me to hear people talk like this. Attack. Where's the attack?
That's being challenged by doctors, lawyers, and trans activists and their allies. Last week, Trump signed an executive order to withhold federal research and education grants from hospitals that offer gender-affirming care.
Okay, I just got to say something. Okay, so I'm going to show you a lot of talking points here. So, held back funds for studies. Do you know why Trump held back funds for studies? I'll tell you why. Because the Los Angeles Children's Hospital got like a bunch of money. Was it like $1 million or some fat ass check to do a study on children, trans kids, and puberty blockers, and they never released the study that was funded by the United States government. So go F yourself. The government isn't going to give you more money for studies when, first off, you're not being truthful. And secondly, you're not releasing the studies that we as taxpayers paid for. Where's that effing study? So yeah, sorry, trans community. You're not getting any more money to do studies because you're liars, cheaters, and child abusers.
To transgender youth. Major hospitals across the United States then announced they'll stop providing such treatments. Others, such as the New York City Hospital Network, NYU Langone, tried to quietly cancel appointments. But on Monday, as the White House released a statement claiming the...
What is quietly? Did you know that there, wait till I show you this other video. There was a huge barrage of trans rights activists in front of this hospital freaking out, or believe me, it wasn't quiet. Or maybe the hospital was quiet. Okay, so if they were doing, let me pose this question to you. I'll come back to this in a second here. Let me pose this question to you. If this hospital, Langone, was doing the right thing, okay, let's say they were just doing the right thing, why would they quietly tiptoe out of it? Let me see some. Let me have a little tea here, and let me see some of your answers. Why would they tiptoe out of it? If they were actually solid in their space of trans kids and puberty blockers and surgery, why would they tiptoe out of it? Why would they be so quietly removed? Think about it for 1 second, and give me some talking points. Fraud. I love you guys. Fraud. Sounds suspicious. It's sus, as the kids say. It's sus. There is no. Avoid lawsuits. Great. Yep. Totally agree with you all. There's something weird about that. If they were literally solid in their whole trans thing, right? Okay. Then they would not be having to be so quiet about leaving it. If fraud is my answer. Hey, Nick, thanks, buddy. Just want to say I'm a big fan of you. Thank you. Isn't it interesting that hospitals claim this care wasn't, that's right, being provided to children? Oh, man, so much stuff is coming out, Nick. So much stuff is coming out. It's actually amazing to me to watch it all. So here we go. You all agree with me. The modern day lobotomy, totally. If you're doing something on the up and up, you don't have to be sneaky. You don't have to lie. You don't have to steal, and you don't have to cheat. So let's get back to this person who I really can't stand, but we're just going to do it. Sorry. I apologize.
Order was, quote, already having its intended effect. New York Attorney General Letitia James responded by warning hospitals they will be in violation of New York State anti-discrimination laws if they stop offering this care. Yes, this comes as the American Civil Liberties Union, Lambda Legal, and others filed a lawsuit Tuesday on behalf of transgender youth who say the order is depriving them of medical care, quote.
A lawsuit on behalf of transgender youth. All of it sounds so scammy. ACLU is a butt sniff. Don't give them a dime. Do not give ACLU a dime. I actually also used to support ACLU. They have gone off the deep end. Okay. So now they're doing lawsuits in for the trans kids.
Solely on the basis of their sex and transgender status, unquote.
No, that's not why. Oh, that is not why the hospitals are stopping this surgery and hormones, or even admitting that it's surgery, where before they said, remember when they would say, oh, kids aren't getting this. Oh, kids aren't having surgery. Oh, really? Oh, really? Now you're all busted because there's literally 5 hospitals that are stopping transgender care. These people are so dumb. They're literally dumb because now they made a lie. That's why I tell my kiddo, don't you ever lie to me, kiddo. Don't you ever lie to me. I don't care if you took a drink of the whiskey, okay? You tell me you took a drink of the whiskey. We're going to move forward from that, okay? Don't go stealing shit at the store. He got caught stealing something at the store. Do you know what happened? I mean, he didn't get caught. I'm sorry. You know what happened? He told us. He actually told us that he took something from the store. He did it. He came to us and said, I did something bad. I did this. That is what I'm talking about right there. Okay. So, anyway, stop teaching kids to lie about themselves because you're giving these kids bad behavior. Bad behavior. And these people are just digging themselves into such a hole.
In a minute, we'll speak with the ACLU attorney, Chase Strangio, and with a doctor who says he was willing to go to jail to continue to provide transgender.
Okay, so again, you guys, would any ethical doctor need to say that? Would any ethical doctor say, I'm willing to go to jail to continue to rip the breasts off of young little children and give them cross-sex hormones? Think about it for a minute. Like, the fact that you even have to say that says you're a sketchy person. Hey, Sage, thank you, buddy. Thank you, friend. They use alarmist and cluster B language by design. It's intended to be thought-stopping and emotionally coercive to keep people. That's right. I say it all the time. And also, thank you for that, friend. Fear-mongering, right? It's just, it's actually shocking. So, oh my God, it's just embarrassing.
Health care. But first, on Monday, here in New York, trans youth and their families were joined by elected officials, medical professionals, NYU workers, and trans activists at a rally.
That's the key to the whole reason we're in this boat. Trans activists. Oh, you just wait. I have some good stuff to show you right here. Hold on.
To demand the NYU Langone Hospital Network ensure gender affirming.
They're demanding that a hospital continue to mutilate children. In what world do you live in? The evidence shows it doesn't work. Go away. You're a child abuser and you're all freaks and you've destroyed what transsexualism is by adding children into it because you're all a bunch of crazy adults. It's the adults. It's not the kids' fault. We can't blame the kids. It's the adults in the room who fucking put this in their heads. So now these kids think there's something, and it's all brainwashing of children.
Affirming care for trans patients. These are some of their voices.
I'm Lorelai Crean. I'm a trans kid, and it's amazing to be surrounded by people who are fighting for my rights, even if it's
Okay, before I play the rest of this, it's so sad, you guys. You've got to just listen to this child who they brought to this rally in front of the hospital. Okay, I think she's in high school. I think she is in high school. How old did she say? Did she say how old she was, you guys? Hold on one second. Let me go back just a minute here.
Activists at a rally to demand the NYU Langone Hospital Network ensure gender-affirming care for trans patients. These are some of their voices.
Kids.
Lorelai Crean. I'm a trans kid, and it's amazing to be surrounded by people who are fighting for my rights, even if it's I have been stripped of my rights again, with NYU Langone denying access to life-saving, gender-affirming care to trans kids like me.
Life-affirming.
I came here straight from school, and when I walked into first period, which was algebra, everyone asked why I had a megaphone with me, which I'm not even using because I'm using a mic now. I told them that I was coming to the protest because NYU Langone had stopped providing gender-affirming care to minors. My friend hadn't heard the news yet, and she started freaking out, telling me that she had an appointment there scheduled for a month from now, and asking me.
Did you guys just hear that? Did you just hear that? This child is in first period, and another child comes to her and says, oh my God, I also have an appointment at the same hospital to get my gender affirming care. OMG. How is that not social contagion? How? It's trendy. It is disgusting that there's even one more of these kids in the same class as this kid. How many more of these trans kids do you think are at this class? How many more? Oh, so this person comes on my channel a lot to troll me. So I'm just gonna, I'm going to expose them. Hey, our hands, nice to see you again. If you're going to continue to disrupt the chat and our channel, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. I've already explained to you what I believe in. Anybody who comes to this channel is more than welcome to have an actual adult. You're an adult, hands. You're an adult, okay? So I'm going to say you are now wasting 30 seconds of not only my time, but my subscribers' time. So you will be permanently banned from our room. Let me just take a vote here. How many people would continue to like to have our hands part of this discussion? If you will think that this person needs to be here, put your thumb up. If you think this person needs to be literally dumped, okay, so do you want them to stay or do you want them to go? Or it could be the other way around. I'm getting rid of them. I don't even care. Hurry up, because I want to get back to this. It's so awesome. Okay, we're getting rid of you. Bye, dude. My God, you're such a loser, dude. Like, you literally come on here. I saw you from the beginning. You were the one who said to me, you said, I don't even know if you're a he or a she, and I don't really give a fuck. But to be honest with you, whatever, you said this. You said gynecomastia. I saw you. I'm here in the beginning of this whole thing, my friend, and I see what people write in my room, okay? And I saw what you said. You said gynecomastia is also gender affirming care. No, it isn't. Grow up, dude. And why are you trolling the site? So as you all know, I don't mess around here, okay? Please come. Please enjoy the space. Please have a different opinion, but don't you dare say crap like that to me. I work too hard, okay, to be a person of honesty, trust, and not deal with bullshit like you, okay? That's why the trans community, you actually prove why the trans community is a shit show. People like you, okay? So get out of here and go away. Okay, so as soon as I see you again, you're out of here. So if people see it, let me know, because I lost it and I don't have time to go back. I really want to get back into this. Okay, so bye, dude. See you later. You should let yourself out the door unless you want me to kick you out the door. So you got two options: leave, or daddy is going to kick you out. Okay, so here you go. So
happen. I told him that I don't know, but we're here today demanding that it will.
Yeah! I'm Cynthia Nixon. And I'm here as a lifelong New Yorker.
I can't stand it. Okay, so that was a trans child. And then there was another trans child in this trans child's classroom at school. And now they're freaked out, right? Now the kids are freaked out because the hospitals are shutting down and all the adults in the room were telling these kids, you're trans. So guess what's happening? Guess what's happening? All the kids are freaking out now because all the kids, thank you, Scotland. Thank you, Scotland. My grandpa would be very happy. I think I missed a couple. I missed somebody's question, I think, up here. I think I brought it up. Okay, didn't I? Here we go. Accept criticism, not gaslighting. I appreciate you, Charlie. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. But, I just want to let you guys all know that I I really listen to Stoicism. I don't know if any of you are into Stoicism, but Stoicism has really helped me become a better person. Okay. Stoicism has helped me to understand that your problem isn't my problem. Okay. And that Stoicism has made me stand in my own space and not second guess myself all the time. And Stoicism has made me realize that if you're going to make me upset, that's my fault. It's my fault that you're making me upset. It's my fault that I feel lesser than. It's not your fault. You could say all kinds of things to me, okay? But what Stoicism has taught me is I have to be responsible for my own fucking feelings. And I think that's the problem with what happened in a lot of this space today is that we okay, I'll get your super chat then, mother, here. What happened a lot today is that we're not teaching a young generation to literally take responsibility for themselves. It's actually embarrassing. So here I'm gonna go here. It does take time and work, to be sure. I was 48 when I started to transition, so I'm so solid in my decision. That's right. See, we need older trans people saying that. It's very, very important. It really is. I think I got you. Thanks, Nick. And Lizzie. You guys are so awesome. How? I would like to know how too. I mean, I can barely finish half the work I need to do. And next thing I know, it's 5:00. I'm just like, oh my God, it's a great question. I wish I had the answer to it. It's so ridiculous. And, oh my God, you guys, it's so crazy. Oh, this one is interesting. Hey, Liz. I've been told to my face that Jews brought gender ideology and this trans crap. And BlackRock is behind all of it, and that it's the Jews' fault. You know, the anti-Semitism is, imagine if they said that about Christians, right? People would just be up in arms. I am not okay with that. I'm not okay with anti-Semitism. I'm not okay with hate. I'm not okay with blaming a group of people. You know, I live in a Jewish household. I find it to be really pathetic and disgusting when people say stuff like that. They're losers, Liz, and they're always having to find scapegoats. I said that yesterday on a post. I stopped trying to make me a scapegoat because people think it's my fault that children transition, right? It's not my fault that children transition. I'm literally against transitioning of children. So how is it my fault? Nixon would demand a flamethrower be installed for her child who identifies as a fire-breathing dragon. So let's get back to this real quick here. Man, you guys, it's just so crazy.
Attacking transgender people and their rights. Today, we look at a key order that's being challenged by doctors, lawyers, and trans activists and their allies.
Wait, sorry, I just moved that here. I have a full one I want to show you of this wingnut. This woman is a wingnut. Okay, so after the kid, right? This wingnut, y'all know who Cynthia Nixon is. Wingnut.
Cynthia Nixon. And I'm here as a lifelong New Yorker. Yeah. And I'm here as a person who loves my city and my state. And I am here as actually a resident of Kips Bay. I live just a few blocks over there. And NYU is my hospital. Most importantly, I am here today as the mother of a proud trans man.
Wait, it gets worse. She's the proud mother of a trans man. By the way, did you know her child transitioned before they were an adult? Hold on, watch this. Let me get Lena here. I remember my parents and teachers teaching me about self-esteem and how to avoid peer pressure. That's right, Lena. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why Stoicism is so powerful. Like, I think kids should be learning Stoicism in school. Seriously, I'm not kidding. It would be a game changer.
I am here today as the aunt of a proud trans man. My best friend's kid is trans.
Are you hearing?
And my kid's best friend is trans. My wife and I, our lives are filled.
My kid is trans. My aunt, my somebody or other in my family is trans. My other friend is trans kids. We got trans kids, and I'm married to a woman. I mean, really, I could say so many things, you guys. I could just say so many things. This is a gay woman pushing trans onto children who are probably gay. Just so you know. The statistics show that majority of the kids who are transitioning are girls, one. Number two, the majority of these kids happen to be homosexual. That's called what? Homophobia. So this woman who is gay is transing not only her children, but her aunt's friend, her aunt's aunts, the dog. The dog is, yep, that's right. Right on stage. She legit just admitted to social contagion. That's right. They're just so dumb. Okay, check my other, okay, I will, definitely. Oh my God, you guys, it's as if they're like not even paying attention to what they're doing. Want to know that I don't see it, my friend. I don't see it. I apologize. I totally don't see it. Is it in another name? I apologize, friend. So let me get back to this. I apologize, friend. It's moving so fast. So we got a big crowd here today. That being said, yeah, obsessed with trans. Okay, so let me just finish this because I really want to get into this one more thing here.
With the most amazing, beautiful, brave trans people, young and old, but brave. Especially young.
Right, obsession. Isn't she running for office or something? Isn't she running for office? It feels so political. I told you, calling kids trans is a political statement. She is politicizing these children. It's so gross. Hey, Andres. Hi, Buck. I'm glad to say that Argentina just exited the World Health Organization, and we will deport criminals like Trump. President Milei is excellent. While Uruguay falls into the pits of communism. Now we have towns that shut down water and electricity to fight. Wow. Thank you for that update, man. And this is why we need to do the things we're doing, you guys. Seriously, or our country will become a communist country. It's not a joke. It's actually so whatever you believe about Trump, you go right ahead. We live in a free country, supposedly. Okay. But if you don't understand the ultimate goal of what he's dismantling the deep state here. I mean, we can get all into this. I want to stay on track this, but do you even understand what U.S. aid? I didn't understand what U.S. aid was because here I am being that total American. Oh, I trust my government. It must be good. They're giving money to everybody in the world except our own people who are literally homeless and starving and on fentanyl, but we're giving money to the rest of the world. Got a little issue with that. But that being said, that's just me. So U.S. aid, you've got to do some research on it. Seriously, please trust me on this. Don't just take it for what it is. Okay. And if you want, I can do a whole live about it. I learned a lot about what it is. It's totally unbelievable what was happening with U.S. aid. It was a disguise. That's why I really believe this trans stuff is a disguise for it gives me the chills, you guys. It just really makes me freaked out. It gives me the chills. So I've already tried to move Trump. So you might think Trump is a criminal. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. What does that even mean? Trump is a criminal? Because a lot of the politicians are criminals. So again, you're allowed to have your opinion here, buddy. I totally appreciate it. But I really want to know what this idea that Trump is a criminal. Okay. Trump had sex with a porn star. Trump did a lot of things. Trump had a reality TV show. Trump is funny. At the same time, I don't agree with everything Trump is doing, but I agree with some more things that he's doing than less, if that makes sense. So you can say what you need to say about Trump, but he's not anti a lot of things that I'm pro. Okay. So everyone's just so like, he's a criminal. Man, how many presidents do you think did shit that they probably should have been put in jail for? And if you don't think that's true, Trump just got caught doing whatever the fuck he got caught doing, writing a check to the porn star. Are you kidding me? We're wasting our time with checks to porn stars? Man, that is just actually insane to me. There are way more important things. There are way more hardcore criminals in this government than we are willing to admit. Really bad people doing bad things with our money and putting money where we don't know it's going. So I'm just going to ask you to please do your research on U.S. aid and don't just think that what is happening and you're only hearing one side of the story. It's very, very important that you hear all sides of the story, okay? And he didn't. I know. Do you guys know that I'm friends with her, the porn star that he had sex with? I'm actually friends with her. She's super cool and super chill. And also, that's his business. That's not our business. Do you know how many people actually hire porn stars that oh man, I just can't wait to get into my book. You're not even gonna believe it. I was up close and personal to many, many things, okay? Many things that you won't even believe when I tell you in my book, okay? So just so you know, I was married to a very famous dominatrix, okay? And you probably all know the Matrix story. But let me tell you, some of those clients, I'm telling you, some of those clients are people your mouth would drop. So don't it's just the fact that people are just so judgmental in so many things. It just blows my mind because it's not so black and white. And don't you dare think people who work in this government have a squeaky clean history or they don't do things or dudes are dudes, whether you want to believe it or not. dudes are dudes. Let's just, all the men in the room today, dudes are dudes. Okay. So that's just what I'm going to say there. So if you think that dudes aren't going to do some things that they might be able to do on the sly, you're kidding yourself. So Chuck Schumer, I'm getting that out of my brain. Sorry, Lynn. So here, I don't know what happened to diagnosing autism. A UK study came out that they could use a data program to diagnose a child in 1 minute. Healthcare in Sweden was saying it's so common. I'm scared. Why are so many kids autistic? Why are so many kids autistic? Do you think it's the water? Do you think it's medication that we're giving kids? Do you think could be so many things? Hey, Danielle, thank you. My therapist reminded me gender dysphoria is an impairment, not about gender euphoria, which isn't a diagnostic. And I've never had what kids, that's the problem for me, Danielle, is that they're actually calling it gender euphoria. And remember when that kid was up there talking all that stuff, very euphoric. They've made it euphoric to be trans, for these kids to use that language. It's euphoria. Well, what does that even mean? Can somebody put up the definition of euphoria for me? I would appreciate it if someone could just put it here in the chat. And if I see it, I'm going to tell you that that's one of the main things that I find is very culty. When you start calling gender dysphoria or being trans euphoric, you've now put the dopamine, you've put this into kids' heads that just because I feel better, I feel this way. The reason you feel this way, buddy, is because all your friends are trans and you're all uplifting each other and you're all like totally like making each other feel so happy. That's euphoria. When you're like, oh, you're like, ah, well, of course. I never felt euphoria being trans ever. In my 30 something years of doing this, I've never felt euphoria. Never. I felt many other things. I felt more grounded. Euphoria. Thank you. Thank you much. I appreciate that. Where did it go? God, it moves so fast. Okay, here. Euphoria, a feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness. The euphoria of success will fuel your desire. See, that just says it all right there. These kids have trans euphoria because it's cool and awesome and you're getting just like so many accolades. This kid is standing on the stage up there in front of all these adults who are clapping for them, talking about being trans. It's so insane, you guys. So I want to, you're supposed to, how can you feel euphoria over your gender? I don't get it. I never felt euphoria over my gender. I felt more calm. I felt more focused. I felt happy. I felt, I never clapped. Wait a minute. I wanted to get this one. Same cause all health problems. Right. So now we're in a crisis here, you guys. We're in a crisis. We're in a mental health crisis. We're in a food crisis. We're in a health crisis with these young people. They're not being taught to sort of take care of themselves. Thanks for being a new member. I do appreciate that a lot, you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Really, it's so really makes me, my big old tranny heart happy. So thank you guys so much. So let me just, I had so many good things to show, but I knew it was going to be an intense conversation today. Let me bring this up here. I want to bring this up. Hold on.
Two guests. Dr. Jeffrey Birnbaum is with us. He's a pediatrician and adolescent medicine specialist who works with transgender youth in New York City. And here in our studio, Chase Strangio, co-director.
So two grifters. I'm bringing you up two grifters right now.
Of the American Civil Liberties Union's LGBTQ and HIV project. We welcome you both. Chase, let's begin with you. You were the first.
Hold on one sec. Oh, there you are, friend. Thank you. From a Les who has been misgendered her whole life and never cried on social media about it. I love you, Les. Thank you, friend. You know, I got a lot of Les friends. It warms my heart. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you so much. That's the problem, social media. It literally destroyed these children. It actually did. I feel bad for the kids.
First trans attorney to argue before the Supreme Court. We're waiting for that decision to come out. But you just filed a lawsuit. Explain what it is.
Yeah, so thank you, Amy. We are obviously living in a situation that is catastrophic for transgender people of all ages, particularly transgender youth, with actions from the Trump administration almost every day targeting our community that represents less than 1% of the population. And one of those orders sought to in essence, threaten and coerce hospitals across the country to shut down care, including
Okay,
in places
hold
like
up here, Mr. Little Chase. Bullshit. Nobody was threatening. Nobody threatened, and nobody coerced. What did I say earlier, you guys? I said President Donald Trump put in an executive order that there's no more trans kids. If these hospitals actually believed, okay, that what they were doing was ethical and the right thing, they would not shut it down. They would not. Nobody was bullying them or coercing them. Not one single person. This dude right here, okay, is a liar and creates a lot of the problems in the trans community. Just because he's a lawyer for ACLU, I would be embarrassed if I was you, Chase.
New York and California. And
oh, he's so annoying, you guys. Hey, Yumi, over 90% of people who claim they are trans, I have no doubt if they were born anywhere without this ideology being taught, it would never even occur to them to think there's something they're not. I say it all the time, you guys. I've been around for a long time. It's exactly why the trans community and people like Chase try to shut me up, because I have a lot of history in this. And there were never anything like this in the history of the trans movement, of the trans space. We never brought children into it. We always knew this was a mental disorder. We always knew this was an adult space. We never, ever talked about children being trans. They just found a new way to make money and a new way to create a market using your child.
Illinois and Virginia, where people thought they were safe from the state level bans that have been passing for the last several years. And what we're seeing now is that there is a lot of compliance in advance with this executive order, as the rally in New York made.
Yeah, because it's real. The hospitals would not do it if it wasn't real. They're having compliance with their own ethics.
Very clear. However, we also have to know that it is the Trump administration that is holding our entire medical system in the United States hostage to threaten people, to punish transgender people.
Nobody's threatening. You're the one who's threatening. We're going to sue you, lawsuits. It's unethical. Children have human rights to have their boobs cut off, even though we know it's wrong. You're the... You guys see today how they all are exposing themselves. It's so great. They're actually exposing.
For simply existing. And it is not just transgender youth. This is an order that goes up to 19 years old. I have been on the phone with people who...
Okay, I want to say something here. I agree that I'm not sure if it should extend to 19. And here's why. I personally believe that nobody should be transitioning until they're in their 20s. That's just my personal belief. But if we're going to talk about legalities and the law in this country, we have to abide by that. And what is the age of consent and an adulthood in this country? Is it 18 or is it 21? So if the consent of age is 18, I personally don't see how they can legally stop a 18 and above from having this particular procedure. Does that make sense? It's not that I actually agree with it. But I believe, so it's 19 because that's when medical insurance from parents, stops. Okay. So you understand what I'm saying? I don't agree with it, but I'm saying if we're going to abide by the law in this country and 18 is of consenting age, drinking is 21, renting a car is 25. Exactly. And then Courtney just said, I agree. It should be 21. I'm just saying, so now I'm sorry. Listen, wait, here we go. Let me just grab this real quick. Hey, Charles. Thank you, Trampa from BC, Canada. Wish our federal government. They are. Don't worry. It's happening. We're just setting the stage. We're literally setting the stage, which is so great.
Deliberately waited through their entire adolescence until they were 18 years old so that they could access medical.
Well, there you go. Chase just said here, I'm sorry, I interrupted. I just want to go back for a little bit here. Listen to this.
Not just transgender youth. This is an order that goes up to 19 years old. I have been on the phone with people who deliberately waited through their entire adolescence until they were 18 years old so that they could access medical care.
Okay. Dude, are you hearing what I'm hearing? Wait a minute. Are you hearing what I'm hearing? He actually said what we've all been saying. These people waited until they were 18 to make this choice. So it can be done. It actually can be done. He admitted it. I told you they are totally retarded. I said it. They are so stupid. It's unbelievable. They literally said that these people waited until they were 18 to get it. So why can't all kids wait? Chase. Thank you, friend. Actual far-right reactionary Paleo Con here. Right on. Just wanted to say that I love you, Buck. See that? How we're creating such a great space here. I just love it. Thank you for what you do and the truth you courageously speak. Praying for and sending blessings. Oh, thank you, friend. That means so much to me. But here's what I want to say. And I don't feel courageous. So I do appreciate that you say that. But I honestly don't feel courageous. And a lot of people say that to me. And I just want to say this here today. I think what I feel like is a sort of, not necessarily an obligation, because that sounds like I'm doing it for another reason. I just feel that it's the right thing to do. It's literally the right thing to do. I don't even feel courageous, but I do appreciate the beautiful words. I feel like very powerful. And I feel very much like I have so much on my side to do this. And I feel that you all uplift me. And I feel that if I didn't say this, as a person who is in a very, very great position to say this because of my time transition, because of, I think, my groundedness around it, because of my my belief system and being honest to all of you about my biology and so forth, that it enables me to do these things. So you all enable me. If you want to call me courageous, that's okay, and I'll take it. Thank you, friend. Thank you. But, I just also want to say it means a lot to me that you guys see it as courageous, but I don't feel so much that as I feel empowered, I think is more like it. And it's literally the right thing to do. No matter what, these people can just say the crap because it's just words. Stoicism again, learning Stoicism. It's just words. You're going to let words, remember, sticks. I'm not going to let this dude say anything to me that's ever going to knock me off my space.
And then they had those appointments canceled on the way to the hospital on the week of those appointments. The devastation is staggering, and we are in federal court to make it clear that, first, the president does not have the authority to override Congress and decide how money that has been allocated by Congress.
Does anybody here understand the government more than me? So I think he's saying something that is true. Can Trump make an executive order, but is that executive order like the land of the law of the land, or doesn't it have to go through a system? But even if that's the case, all of these hospitals taking it down says to me that they knew what they were doing in the first place was wrong. They actually knew it. Okay. They actually, so Heather says the same thing about insurance. 19 is the age of insurance. It's all fear mongering. Yep. You guys got it. It's all fear mongering. Listen to this.
Los Angeles is pausing the start.
Oh, wait. Sorry. There's one more thing I need to show you here.
Constitution
this
makes
guy's
clear.
Annoying. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I want to show you the doctor who's willing to go to jail. I really want to show you the doctor. Creepy.
Yes. Since I was quoted as saying that in the paper the other day, and I stand by my words, I've learned that there's more risk that comes to hospitals at this point in time, at least, than providers in terms of having their funding cut off and having their grants and so on turned off, and just having the flow of money into their institutions turned off.
Well,
more so than providers. But
dude, maybe if you didn't mismanage the money and lie about the studies and use children to experiment on, you wouldn't have this problem, would you? And the government would fund all this, but you all put children in there, and you're all completely full of it. You as a transgender doctor, okay, what are your actual credentials, and what does that even mean? Okay, because we don't have long-term studies on children. So for you to be a trans youth doctor, that freaks me out, because that says to me that you are using the children to do this study on. Children because you don't have any basis. You have a solid basis to base your findings on. Do you understand how frustrated I am, you guys? He's literally the modern day John Money. I'm not laughing. I am laughing because I can't stand these people. They just talk up their own asses. And okay, now I want to bring this one back up.
Los Angeles is pausing the start of hormonal therapy for transgender youth under the age of 19. Hospital officials say they are suspending such care to assess an executive order by President Trump. Now, that order stops the use of hormones, puberty blockers, and other medical procedures for young transgender people. Patients already undergoing hormonal treatment will be able to continue. Children's Hospital LA is also pausing gender-affirming surgeries until officials can.
There it was. They literally said they're also pausing gender-affirming surgeries when they kept telling us they weren't doing surgeries. It's actually coming out, you guys. Also, the only bad thing about this, well, I don't know, it's kind of fucked up, because what about the kids that were already on these puberty blockers? So it says kids who are already on it prior to this will be able to continue to be on it, which, you know, I guess we kind of have to do that, because you can't just rip something out from children and we don't know what that will do. You can't just stop taking hormones. It can actually mess you up, right? It could actually mess up your mental space. It can mess up your physical space. So, you know, let's be happy, all of us, because today something great is happening. And all the nonsense that they have been saying about children is coming to light. Okay. All the hard work, you and I, who kept speaking out against this. Thank you, Happy Valley guy. All of us who have been speaking out about it's all going to pay off. Okay. Hi, Danielle. Not about making kids transitioning illegal. Just federal funds can't be used. Is legal. Let parents pay for if they care that much about boobs cut off. Agreed. I totally agree with that. But I also just agree that it shouldn't be happening. I actually will tell you that I think it should be 100% illegal to operate on a child of gender affirming care. I 100% think it should be illegal. I do not think a young 15-year-old can make the choice to cut their breasts off. Okay. No way. It's not happening. I interviewed way too many detransitioners who did that and now look like me at 20 and wish they never did it. And, you know, no, even if we only have one of those, that can't happen. That literally cannot happen. So I'm going to say that, yeah, I think it's spamming. It's actually weird. So let me just get it here. I can't deal. It's too much. So sorry, just don't do that. Like you're really disrupting the chat. Like, what's wrong with people? Seriously, what's wrong? Oh my God. Hey, Toshi, if the right was on about children being able to choose sterilization and get plastic surgery to be happy, yeah, you called it. You literally called it. You called it. You're 100% right. We don't let children get boob jobs. Hi, Buck. Do you know of who Corey, excuse me, and her trans dad is? Okay, no, I will. Corey, if you can send me a DM or something, but I'll write it down here. Corey Mason. I'll look into it. Oh, God, it's going to make me barf. I'm not even kidding. It's literally going to make me barf. I can't. These people with their trans kids, what are they doing? Who has a trans kid? Does anybody in this room have a trans kid? Because I don't want you to think I'm being a dick, because I'm not. I care about your kid and I care about kids. And, you know, I feel like a lot of parents have been duped into this. Yeah, that's even better. Not even legal to allow it. Shouldn't be allowed. Nope. Nope. Unless you're going to let 13-year-olds go to the plastic surgeon and have a boob job and a butt job and a nose job for affirming, because that's gender affirming, isn't it? Isn't that gender affirming? If a little 13-year-old wants to have big boobs and have a big butt and have her lips done and be on all of that, what's the difference between that and a trans kid, right? New Republic, thank you. Hi, Buck. This is Rory. I can't wait to interview tomorrow as a detransitioner. I'm ready to join the fight. Right on. I'll send you a link and we'll get on that. So I'm bringing on more detransitioners because it's really, really. Send me the email, Rory, okay, so I can remember. I have just so much on my plate. With that, everybody, I just want to Thank you all again so much for supporting this channel. I see we're getting such great views. I do appreciate it so much. YouTube again is suppressing. I'll bet they're going to suppress this one today, and I have to appeal it, and I have to go through a whole thing. They're constantly demonetizing my videos, and I'm just not sure why. I'm not really sure why, because I don't really think I want to come up with a code word for dude. Anyone, before we go, if anyone can help, we can come up with the Buck Angel. So when I do my reactions, instead of calling them dude, we can call them something else, but you all know what that actually, it'll be our secret word. Bloke. No, I'll get busted for bloke. I'll totally get busted for bloke. Fella, I'll get busted for, because they'll know that it has to be something like kitty cat or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has to be something that's not I can't say bro, dude, duke. I can't do anything that seems chap. I can't. It sounds male, right? So when I'm trying to call out some of these trans women and I accidentally use the D word, that dog. Do that? No, they'll get me. Unicorn. No, because those people use unicorn. Bhutan. Bud. I can't do that. Tax credit. Lemon. Oh my God, you guys. Brilliant. Marshmallow. Someone say marshmallow. What was the one that I said? Oh my God. So it has to be so that they earthworm. Oh my God. Marshmallow wand. That's a good one. Totally. All right. I like dog and marshmallow wand. But I don't know. Dog might be, they might think I'm doing razzmatazz. I mean, really, you guys, it's fucking hilarious. Look, I mean, the fact that I got demonetized for saying dude is just so unbelievable. I just want to keep bringing this to your attention. Thank you for gifting a membership. That's so awesome. Right on. Thank you so much. You know, I'm just going to get Smurf, Frog. I'm going to keep bringing hyena. I'm going to keep bringing attention to the nonsense, you know. But all of you viewing and everything you guys do for me, I hope you know that I do appreciate it a lot. And I really feel like we're making headway. And I really feel like I want to just leave you with this. I really feel happy today, happier than I felt in a long time. And because I see this whole trans child indoctrination and stuff being taken down, and it is something that I have hoped for one day to happen, and it's happening, and it just I feel so the words are hard for me to get out right now, because I just feel so overwhelmed by it, because you know, again, the trans community is just spewing hate and rhetoric and nonsense and lies and making it worse for people like myself. And I just appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. And I can't build this channel and I can't say the things I say without you being part of this team and this community that we've built. So just know that, and I hope that you always feel my gratitude towards you, and I hope that you see how we are making headway here, and together we're going to really just have the year started out crappy, but I think it's starting to change. Okay. Hey, Kelly, remember once upon a time we had doctors who advocated for inhumane treatment before and against those with mental disability. Yep. That's right. So have a beautiful day, everybody. The rest of your day or evening, wherever you're at. Thanks for helping build a worldwide community. Thanks for everything you guys do. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I got a great video coming out tomorrow. I'm doing a couple more interviews. Don't forget, I have this really great podcast channel. I forgot to put the banner up, but it's okay. It's called Buck Angel Podcast, and it's there, and you can go watch all the podcasts over there. They're more of the interviews, but if you look on the front of this channel, there's a link to it, and if you could support that channel too, and I get such great interviews over there. So with that, I'll see you guys all later. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and sending you all